Hey everybody, welcome to today's update for the BioBlitz next week. I've already received quite a few questions, mostly dealing with where to go, where to park, and a question on which trees you can observe on campus. So that's what I want to talk about today in this video. So if you go to our project on the iNaturalist website, you see these yellow shaded areas on the map on that project page. Those are all the areas that will count for the BioBlitz. You can see this includes the main campus in town, as well as the adjacent nature preserve. So that's probably great areas to go to, as well as a couple of other places here within Boone. So today in this video, I'll just focus on the main campus area. So if we zoom in on this, you can see a couple of places on here that might be great for observations. This includes Sanford Mall, the parks, Durham Park, Jimmy Smith's Park, great spot for lots of observations. Now if you're an AppState student, you probably know that's a little bit of a joke here. So moving on, we've got the gardens, the Roots Garden, for example, the Sustainable Development Civic Garden near the Living and Learning Center, also the area around the duck pond. You could even take a water sample from the duck pond if you want to check out what's in there. Now keep in mind as you're doing observations on campus that only wild organisms will count for the BioBlitz. You can still make observations, for example, of the planted trees around campus and upload them to iNaturalist, but those would have to be marked cultivated and they do not count for the BioBlitz project. So how do you know which trees are cultivated? We actually have a really nice resource for that because we are a tree campus. There is an annotated tree inventory for the campus areas. You can find this by searching for AppState tree inventory online, and you'll get to this site where you can look at a map of the trees that have been planted on campus. If you zoom in and click on these trees, it will tell you actually what tree it is. So this is a really nice resource if you want to learn tree identifications, but just keep in mind that the trees that are identified in this tree inventory are the managed or planted trees on campus. So all of these should be marked cultivated if you make observations of them for iNaturalist. Now there are also areas on campus where the trees have not been planted, so those are great areas to go to if you want to make tree observations for the BioBlitz. For example, this area down here around the Hill Street student parking lot, or of course the AppState Nature Preserve, which is located between the football stadium and the baseball stadium. So this is a little bit up on the hill. You can walk there from campus. Either you're taking the trails from the football stadium parking lot or behind the Living and Learning Center, passing by the Chancellor's residence up to Greenwood parking lot. And you can find an information kiosk right there at the entrance to the nature preserve at the Greenwood parking lot. You can find some more information about the nature preserve on there, including a trail map, which you might want to take a picture of before you hit the trails. You can also take the AppalCart up there. So there's 3 bus stops in this area on Bodenheimer Drive. The best one probably is the South Lot parking lot, which gets you into the nature preserve at the trail entrance near the wind turbine up on the hill. Now, if you do not have a parking permit for these AppState parking lots, you can still park there after 5 p.m. on weekdays and on the weekend, with the exception, of course, of Saturday when there's a football game going on. Another thing to note is that on the website they mention a forgiveness policy. So as a courtesy, they waive 1 parking citation per person on their visit to campus. You can find more information about this if you go to the AppState website and check out the information for visitor parking. If you want to get an idea what you might be able to observe out there, we have a list of things from the dedication of the nature preserve on the poster that's on display in the Rankin lobby right now. So if you've never been up to the nature preserve, definitely go up on the hill and check it out. It's a great place to take a walk during lunch break, for example, and the squirrels up there are just waiting to pose for you for the BioBlitz.